Any other questions?
Okay. Why do you think religion keeps changing?
Because people change. I mean, we wrote the Bible. We wrote the Quran. We wrote the Torah. And the people who, in each generation, it's not the same. We're the more modern we get, the more, you know, the more open our views become. Simple as that. The world is constantly revolving. Constantly. When we're dead and gone, it's gonna be different than when we were here. And 1,000 years after that, after whoever, if our seed is carried on through generations after generation, whoever they're, 1,000 years to that, they're gonna be different. You know, I want to go with the Jetson theory. Like, we're dead and gone. Next thing you know, people are flying around in fucking cars and whatever, and they already have a hover car. Like, they're already making like technology to, you know, to do shit like that. But anyway, it's different. It's everything's gonna fucking change, and and the rationality and ways of viewing things and ways of interpreting things, because that's all the Bible is. A document of stories and quotes that are left open to human interpretation. We are not perfect. We are not fucking perfect. I hear this thing where people are like, oh, the thing that makes humans perfect is that we're imperfect. That's the biggest hunk of shit, stupid shit I've ever heard in my life. What the fuck makes you think because we have feelings and we have mortality, what makes you think that we're perfect? Because we suffer? How do you define a God?
A god is a supreme being who creates things.
Omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Right?
Pretty much.
Okay. That's perfect. A God is incomprehensible. We're human. You're human. You're pretty comprehensible. People can predict. You can predict. We're easy to understand. That, we're not perfect at all. So my question is, why would you believe anything an imperfect being says?
Some people would argue that the Bible and the Quran, the Torah, were words handed down from God to human writers.
Again, I'm not shitting on anyone, but which religion was it when they had the Prophet Muhammad who went to the fucking desert in the heat?
Islam.
Okay. I think you heard what's wrong with that already. Desert guy out in the heat probably hallucinates like everyone does in the fucking desert. Saw the angel Gabriel, I believe. Yeah. What other kind of history where some dude wanders off and sees a fucking angel? Wasn't it Moses who came across the burning bush in the desert?
Mm-hmm.
And then God gave him a staff and he parted an ocean? I don't understand. This is why I believe in morality, because this shit, the more, even if you really think about it, this shit's, it's not believable almost. It's almost unbelievable. Like, we weren't around at that time whenever, and I don't understand. These are the myths, right?
Right.
I haven't read the Bible in years. I haven't. And you know what? If this fucking video gets put on YouTube and say it gets like a jillion hits, right? Like a jillion hits, say it does. People are gonna start throwing Bible verses out. I can guarantee it, because you've seen the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
People are gonna probably wish death upon my ass. All for believing in one thing. But at the same time, I'm not here to exploit, you know, any religion. I hate to exploit it. I'm just saying, check your shit. Check your shit.
Now, I don't know if you've seen that show on History Channel, Ancient Aliens.
Yeah, that show's fucking cool.
Yeah. Do you believe that their explanations of the Bible and the Torah, the Quran, and so forth are legitimate explanations? Or do you think that we are the only beings in the entire universe thus far?
Well, man, I'm a comic book writer. So, I'd love to believe that I'd love to believe that, you know, there's a Krypton out there somewhere, you know, and there's a Superman just being sent to us right now. I'd love to believe that. But I think that, but realistically, if there were alien life, and I always see it, man. I'm constantly fucking into that. Found flying saucer, and all that shit, found flying saucer in the Arizona desert, or, Area 51, pictures of Roswell, and all that shit. Like, people argue that dinosaurs were aliens sometimes. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And in that show, Ancient Aliens, specifically, they, the things that we worship, as gods, in these different religions, they say that our gods were aliens.
Right.
And that's left completely up to perception and interpretation, is it not?
It is.
And I think the crazy part is that, you have people that they didn't understand, and they couldn't comprehend things in depth like we do now. So all we have to refer is what they wrote down or wrote on a cave wall.
Right.
That's all we have. I mean, were the aliens, gods or what? I don't know, but whatever. I can always take into account what people saw and how they, and depending on how detailed it is, it's whether it's believable or not. Aliens, I used to think that it was a stretch, but it's a big fucking universe, dude. We're probably being looked at through a gigantic telescope right now by Predator, half the universe away. I mean, who knows? I mean, that's something I can't answer. I mean, I love to believe so. I love to believe that one day, I hope they come in peace, but if we have to go to war with an alien race, I hope that would happen. And I hope I get to use a cool fucking ray gun, so I can, melt some shit.